People have been asking me, UC, is Goodluck coming? Is he going to contest in 2027? The answer is no. And for those of you who are saying that Goodluck is working for Tinubu and APC, it is a lie. He's not working for Tinubu, neither is he working for the APC. I want you to know that the faction that is pushing Goodluck Jonathan to contest is the Turaki faction, which is not recognized by INEC as the authentic leadership of the PDP. So even if they're able to convince Goodluck Jonathan to run, will they also force INEC to recognize him as the authentic candidate of the PDP? You must know that this faction is also in coalition with the APM, and they have adopted Shea Makinde as their candidate for 2027. The question is, why is the same faction in coalition with the APM and have adopted Shea Makinde as their candidate for 2027, pushing Goodluck Jonathan to run? As I said, the PDP is currently divided into two major factions, the Wike faction and the Turaki Makinde faction. Their move is more about party control than Goodluck winning the election. The Wike's faction has presented a candidate whom they claim is the authentic candidate of the PDP. Since INEC recognized the Wike's faction as the authentic leadership of PDP, that means their candidate is automatically recognized. So there is no way INEC is going to recognize two different candidates from one party. The purpose of Wike's candidate is not to win the election either. It is to block Turaki Makinde's faction from fielding a strong southern candidate who will further weaken Tinubu's chances of grabbing the election in 2027. Look at what they are trying to achieve with this move to field Goodluck Jonathan. They want to bring back Wike's faction loyalists into the party to support their own faction with Goodluck Jonathan on board. There is also a fear brewing in the north that if Atiku Abubakar contests in 2027, when it is still the turn of the south, disregarding the gentleman's agreement on power rotation, that when Tinubu finishes in 2031, he will no longer respect that agreement and hand over to another southerner. The fear is that that southerner is weak. So they are trying to bring Goodluck Jonathan to run while betting on Peter Obi. If they succeed in convincing Goodluck Jonathan to run and win the election, they are guaranteed that power will return back to the north in 2031, because the constitution bars Goodluck Jonathan from contesting for a third term. The big question is, will they succeed in convincing Goodluck Jonathan to run? As of today, Goodluck Jonathan has not shown any serious sign of contesting. On May 7, 2026, the group claiming to be Goodluck Jonathan's coalition visited him in Abuja, appealing to him to come and contest in 2027. In response to the appeal, Goodluck Jonathan said, "Yes, you are asking me to come and contest the next election. The presidential race is not a computer game." What does that mean? He's literally saying that the presidential race is a serious business. Anyone interested in running must prepare properly. It's not a decision that one will wake up and make. He further added, "But I have heard you and I will consult widely." The big question now is he actually consulting? Has he made any appearance or visited any politician since that meeting? The answer is no. People who are seriously interested in contesting in 2027 have been actively making appearance and holding consultation and selling themselves to Nigerians. Goodluck Jonathan also said, "I cannot just wake up and say I want to be the president of Nigeria again, but I'm telling you I will consult widely. If there is a need, fine, I will." Is there really a need for him to consult again? I don't think so. Nigerians rejected him in 2015, and Goodluck himself have repeatedly said that if you want to lead the people and they reject you, should go back home. If Goodluck wanted power so badly, he wouldn't have handed over to Buhari after the 2015 election, despite having the power of incumbency. He could have changed the INEC chairman to help him and ring the election. It is now that he would have to start over again that he will come and contest. I am telling you this for free. He wouldn't want to go through that stress all over again. Besides, Peter Obi is already in the race. During Goodluck Jonathan's presidency, he appointed Peter Obi as his special advisor on finance. If he believed in Peter Obi's financial prudence while he was the president, why do you think that he would not support him to become the president? If Peter Obi was good enough to help him direct the economy, he's also good enough to direct the economy himself. Goodluck may not actually publicly declare his support for Peter Obi, because at the end of the day, it is Nigerians who will decide who governs them. But believe me, he's in support of Peter Obi. Having laid out these points, I am convinced that Goodluck Ebere Jonathan will not be contesting the 2027 presidential election. My name is UC Divine. Watch out for my next video.